Hi guys, my name is Thais and this video is all in English because I want to try to speak in English with you and I want to share my tips to learning English at home alone and no English course because I think English course is just information. I don't know the word for this, but my English not is so good. My English don't have an accent, don't have the beautiful accent. My English have an accent a Brazilian accent. And anyway, I think this video help you because these tips I use in this year. My English better so much in this year. I began to study in January or March, I think in March, and my English today is this. I have more confidence in my speak, but I think I wrong some words. It's okay, I make mistakes, but I think this is normal because I don't live in the country with a language in English. I live in Brazil, and in Brazil we don't talk in English. Maybe in work, but in my work I don't speak in English. And if you need to speak in English at work, I think this is help you so much, but I don't speak English in my work. So I just speak in English with my professor, but this professor is particular. But in this video I will talking about more about the platform, and this has helped me so much have a confidence to speak, okay? Because I know I don't speak very well, but when you have confidence, I think the person understand how you want to pass, who you want to speak, and I think this is more important, okay? But it's totally normal you wrong the sentence because I think we don't live in a country with the first language is English, so I think is really normal. If the person I speak is will understand me, I think this is really good. This is enough. And anyway, let's go to begin this video. And don't forget to subscribe in the channel and give your like and share with your friends. Okay, so let's go. To begin, I will share with you my history. Begin to study English because I know if you live in Brazil, you have that thought, oh, I don't need to speak in English because in Brazil, the people speak just Portuguese. But think with me, if one day you need to go on international trip or apply to a job if require English, you need English. I know so much people, they lost the job because they don't have the English. Yeah, so English should be part of our routine because I think this is really interesting. And my history with English is I tried to learn English when I have 12 years, but I was in a English school, and this English school I just have a class one time 2 week. I try to learn English in this English school, and I tried to 3 years I think, and I don't learning anything of English. You can believe in this. And before this, I tried to learn English again in the older English school when I have, I think, 16 years. I think yes. And I tried to 1 year, and I don't learning anything. I learning Spanish, but I don't learning English. This school have a 2-for-1, so I learn two language for the price the one language. So I learning Spanish, but I don't learning the English. So I give up. I left the English aside for a few years because I think English not is for me. The English not is for me. And okay, it's good. So last year, me and my boyfriend, we took a trip to Europe, and I can't speak in English with anyone. I need my boyfriend to everything, to translate it, everything. I try to buy something in Sephora, and I don't know if talk Sephora or Sephora. I don't know, but I try to buy something and I can't, and I feel so bad about this. I feel embarrassing. I feel sad, And I put this motivation to learning English and French. But French is the something I try, but English is my first priority. I think this is my history with English. And if you try learn English with the English school and you can't speak in English, and if you have a dislike of English because the English school take this with you, please don't give up this. Don't give up of English because English open doors for you. So let's go to the methods I use to learning English. So let's go. So to begin, I learning the grammar in English. I know this is really boring, but it is really essential to you. So I take all the grammar. I ask to ChatGPT. Chat, please take me the grammar the natives use more in the conversation, and I take this grammar and I learning this grammar. Okay, like future simple, present continuous, past continuous, past simple. Anyway, you take this list and you need to learning this day per day. Okay, if you don't understand, you need to come back. It's better to have the quality content than to skip the content. Okay, so it's really interesting. You come back and you writing post it, you pass on the hall and you see this every single day because it's really interesting and it's really good. Okay, before I learning grammar, I began to watch a series, movies, video on YouTube, and I watch these videos in English with subtitles in English. When you put the subtitles in English, it's really interesting because you listen and you read and your brain associate the speak with the writing. And if you have some words you don't know, you can, if you have a patient, of course, you can stop the series or movie or anyway, you can stop and you need to take your notebook and writing in your notebook with a pen. You write the word and you can stop the movie or series and you search the internet the mean, or you can just write down and you can search before the movie or series is over. I think when you stop the series, I think you understand the context better, but you need to have a patient because it's a really slow process. But anyway, and using the methods with subtitles in English, you can repeat what the character we talk. I love Gossip Girl and I love Blair. So I can take this character and speak like her. So you practice your speaking and your accent. So this is really, really nice tip. And I think is it learning with series and movie. I think this is really fun, but it's tiring. You can try, but I think it's really difficult. You watch so much episodes in a day because if you doing this, not is so easy. Okay, of course, if you take a notebook and write down, I think this is really, really boring. Okay, it's really tiring. So if you don't do this, you can't to watch so much episodes. So I think it's really nice to listen, and you can try do this with podcast, but in podcast you can't have a subtitle. I think on Spotify there's some podcasts have a subtitle in English, but have others don't have the subtitle. But I think it's really nice to listen and the brain get used to it. I think this is really interesting to do. And the other tip is speaking. Oh my god, I know. You know, speaking is really important. I just speak with confidence because I do in class with a professor native on English, and this has helped me so much have more confidence. I use the Preply. The Preply is a platform. I don't have a partnership and collaboration with this, but I have a 17% in your first class. So I will leave the discount code in the description. So it's really interesting you do the class. I do 2 classes for a week because I think this helped me so much. But you can try one time to week. I think this has helped you so much. So if you doing this, your brain begin to think in English. So this is difficult, but this is really nice. It's really interesting because I never think in English. So this is a good step forward. When you do particular class, this is more interesting if you do class with a group because you don't speak so much. Okay, when you do the particular class, you have this moment just for you. The teacher will help you with your weaknesses. Okay, so I think this is really important to do. Okay, so I use the Preply. I try to use the older platform, but I don't like so much. I try Open English, I try Cambly, but I like more Preply. So I recommend because I really like this platform. So to finish this video, I have the last tip. And this tip, you need to be careful because it's read. Okay, I buy so much books in English, but I buy a classical books. And what is mean classical book is a difficult reading. So this book not is difficult, but I buy To the Lighthouse of Virginia Woolf, and this really, really difficult reading. Okay, so when you want to buy some books, search on ChatGPT. This book is what level? This book is B1 to B2, and the older books is like C1 to C2, and this is to native reading. Okay, so have so much period word. Okay, so we don't use this word in the daily day, but I didn't know about this and I buy. But I will try to read these books because I buy these books. But in this year, I finish a book in English like Verity, I think, and the cats. If cats disappear of a word, I think I finished this book. If I don't finish, I almost finished this book. I don't know, but anyway. I think read is really important, but you don't need to read in this first moment. You can read news on the internet because they are smaller text, and you can read maybe in 15 minutes. Okay, so book is really difficult, and if you can try to begin read a book, I don't recommend for the first moment, but in the first moment, if you think it's really difficult, you can stop and read a news or blog or I don't know, post on Instagram, because if you take a dislike of an English, we don't want that, right? So it's this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope in the next year my English better accent, because I know my accent not is good, and I hope my English is better too because I know I need to better my English. I need to develop my English more. But anyway, is this. So if you like videos in English, I can try to bring more videos to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel and comment and share with your friends, and see you soon. A big kiss and bye bye.